Today's episode was sponsored by Loot Crate, the subscription box for the geek, gamer, and/or nerd in all of us. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure you head to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on any new subscription. This year, thus far, there have been crates featuring some exclusive items from Star Wars and Voltron, as well as some epic geek apparel from your favorite shows. A crate all about strategy games, a crate about covert operations, and there is only more awesomeness to come. Remember, you only have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when the cutoff happens, Jack, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on your new subscription today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GameOverGreggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi, Greg.
Good. You're wearing one of the veteran shirts that I like a lot, the PBS broadcasting ones.
Yeah,
this has been around the block.
I've noticed I'm gravitating just toward gray shirts these days. As I get older, I think it's because I'm going colorblind. You know what I mean?
Like a dog?
Gray. Everything's just gray to me, so I'm just going to pull the gray shirt. I don't know what the fuck. I like the
Are you
shirt,
really
super
starting to
comfortable.
like gray shirts more?
No, it's just comfortable. It's very comfortable.
I've always appreciated the material that's made out of.
Hey, oh, Jesus. It
Good
just went, it
material.
shot straight from my chest all the way down into my balls.
Did it do anything? Did you get a boner?
No.
No?
No.
Over there, the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
How you doing, Tim?
Good.
And then the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty. rubbing the
Listen to
beard
my
on there?
face buzz.
Getting some beard, doing
This
an
is what
old,
my face
an
sound
old
like.
Micah Game Scoop gem. Gentlemen, how are you?
We are
Good.
well.
Well,
Almost Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is.
Coming up on that.
Are you excited?
No.
What are your Thanksgiving plans, Nick?
Well, I'll be in Costa Rica for Thanksgiving. I'm taking the first vacation I've had with my wife since our honeymoon. So we're not actually going to get Thanksgiving. My hope is that I can find pumpkin pie somewhere. In
You're
South
not
America.
going to find.
not a
You don't
chance.
think so?
No.
Not a prayer.
I think I can. I might have
Bring
I
a pumpkin with you.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about bringing a frozen pumpkin pie with me.
Yeah.
So that by the time it gets there, it'll be perfectly thought out.
That's perfect.
What are your thoughts on that, Greg?
How
like
long
it.
is the flight?
It's like 10 hours.
All right.
Maybe 12 actually
Do
with
it.
layovers. But if I just put it on top of my clothes. You can't put it in the middle.
No,
know?
just carry it on
You think
everywhere
so?
you go, so you have it with
just
you at all
carry the pumpkin
times,
pie.
That's a smart idea.
and put it under the seat in front of you.
Bring two, so you can eat one on the plane.
Let me see when we thought out. I'll have to lick. I can lick it. Maybe like a pumpkin popsicle.
Good lord.
How? I didn't know this is where you're going. I didn't know that
Oh,
Costa
well.
Rica is what you're doing.
Costa Rica is where I'm going. Yes.
Why Costa Rica?
It was a number of decisions that went into it. Largely, my wife just picked it.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
there's
good.
that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always the best.
I know
way
I
to do
always
these
love to
things.
leave the United States during Thanksgiving. That's always my favorite thing to
Well,
Hey,
it's-
I went to Japan during Thanksgiving 2 years ago. It was fantastic.
the way
do. You miss out on the food, though.
Yeah, but the way it
I
ends
really
up
don't.
boiling down is that my wife, like with her work, with the way she, she works with clients and they all go out of town, so she has nothing to do. So she can actually
So then you get fucking sucked into this
take those
bullshit.
days off. Well, I'm my own fucking boss.
Yeah.
Are you?
Sure you are.
Colin, nobody can tell me what to do
No,
except
no.
for Kevin, Tim, you, and Greg.
Kevin tells you what to do. That's
Kevin always tells me what to do.
Yeah.
Nick, sit up higher so you look taller.
You want a pillow?
We've been getting on Nick recently. I made a good one. A good joke about you being short during love and sex stuff. I don't remember what it was.
It was good though.
It was good.
You
You
gonna
guys
edit
are
it
gonna
out?
have to stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it the fuck out. It's definitely not gonna be.
Come here now. You got a hair that's not yours, or your shit. There it is. You got one of these.
Oh, I remember what
There
it
is.
was.
Still there. There it is.
It was talking about you being on the phone and like flirting with girls over the phone, and you're just like, yeah, everyone just sounds better on the phone. I'm like, yeah, you sound a lot taller on the phone.
You nailed you on that one. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. Each bring a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Toss us a few bucks and you can get early access and exclusive access to all sorts of cool content. If you have no bucks to toss us, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny where we put up the show day by day, topic by topic before we post the entire thing as a video in MP3 on the following Friday. Colin Moriarty.
Yes.
on this Thanksgiving week episode of the Game Over Greggy. I don't know if that was right.
That's the Thanksgiving prayer.
Is it?
Mhm.
Oh, what the Pilgrims said to the Indians?
Mhm.
All right.
1621, bro.
Belt buckles on their head. What do we do with all
Kingdom
these
Hearts
belt? What do we do with all
characters.
these belt buckles? Put them on. You put them on your
They
head.
didn't know. They never seen a belt buckle before. They had no
We-
one.
we
They had
talked
no,
about
they
it.
had no fashion magazines.
The ship was pulling out of port, and they had just invented the belt buckle, and so they ran up as the Mayflower was going, and they had crates of them. They're like, "Guys, these are belt buckles. We just gotta enjoy." And then they went away, and they opened this crate, and they're like, "What do we do?" And they said, "Our hats keep blowing off in the wind as the Mayflower is picking up steam. So let's buckle our hats to our heads."
It's smart.
It is smart when you
I
think
wouldn't
about
have
it.
thought about it.
Colin, what's your job?
Before I get into my topic, I've been doing this on all of our shows. I want to just extend our thoughts and prayers to our friends in France after what happened. We have a French listenership, so I want to make sure that they know that we're thinking of them. My topic is Black Friday, which I find to be the single most embarrassing feature of the American society.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's definitely up there.
It's definitely
up there.
I'm hard pressed to think of something. There's a lot about our society that's very funny to me, but
Can you take a step back for?
Yeah.
Take a step back for the Europeans in the audience right now, and just in your words, explain Black Friday.
Black Friday is American free market consumerism run completely amok. And it's fucking horrifyingly embarrassing. Watching this get worse and worse and worse. Like, people waiting in line to save $200 on the television set. Go home, sir.
So the
you have a
definition,
fucking family.
Building from the foundation. Building from the foundation. Black Friday, of course, is the day after Thanksgiving here in America. The Friday after the Thursday that's always Thanksgiving, in which it used to be that this was the first time retailers ever made a profit. So they were finally in the black. And it's because everybody goes out to buy their Christmas gifts after Thanksgiving. And what it used to be early on was you got deals. You'd go there and you'd get deals. You'd save some money on a TV or whatever. And that has every year gotten exponentially crazier and crazier to the points that the lines get crazier and crazier to people are trampled to death. There's videos of people shoving each other into stop signs as they run towards a Walmart and fucking security guards firing guns in the air. It's like insanity all over this stupid ass shit.
It has gotten out of control.
I feel like there was this tipping point where when we were kids, and probably just because we were kids and we didn't know, I'd see it on the news or whatever. You'd hear about Black Friday or somebody's gonna go out and get this deal or whatever. They had their Sears flyer and like the things circled they wanted, and it was all well and good. And then I feel like mid 90s is when it really started getting crazy and people were dying for these deals and yada yada yada. And then we got to the internet, and now there's like this line in the sand of just like there's the people who still do this shit, and then everybody else who just buys off Amazon.
Yeah, there's the idiots and then the normal people, as I like to say it. I don't understand this. As far as I've been a functioning human being, I've never once thought I'm going out to buy stuff on Black Friday. Colin's right. Talking about $200, you save $200. You're gonna wait in line for 16 hours to save $200. Like, if you have a deal, you're like, no, Tim, you don't understand. I got a TV for free and I wait. I'm like, all right, cool. I get that. That makes sense. But 99% of the people, it's like, that's 16 hours. You could have made money doing anything else. You could have bought a bigger TV, a better TV. That's my thing. They're never the best things.
No, they're always the worst ones. They're always like
It's always like the weird
subpar-
mid-tier.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? No, come on, do things right. And now with the internet, this Amazon alone made every day Black Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, I can buy whatever I want, whenever the fuck I want. And now, in the last 6 years, I'd say, it went from Black Friday to the whole week around
Yeah,
it.
it's like Cyber Monday
Small Business
Tech
Saturday.
Tuesday.
next week, right?
The Small Business Saturday.
It makes you want to just put a gun to your temple, doesn't it? Hearing all these fucking words.
It does, because what at its base, it creates that I guess, I don't know if it's a new buzzword or it's been around for a while, but that fear of missing out, right? FOMO is a thing. Which
It's a new buzzword, FOMO.
It's a new
yes.
buzzword.
Yes, Nick.
It is, Kevin. Don't look at me like it's not. It's
You're hip.
The fear of missing out, Kevin. Just like you're not missing out on that beanie. I'm wearing it all week.
Looks like a wet bandit.
Did you leave a beanie here overnight, by the way?
Kevin leaves
Okay.
beanies everywhere. There's a beanie.
Kevin leaves beanies
There's a beanie
everywhere.
in the shower right now. Taking a
Ew.
shower. No, but it's an artificial demand, and it's absurd,
Well, yeah.
and it's completely absurd. And I think for some people, it's just sport at this point.
And that's the thing is,
But I
like,
don't get it.
and no, I do. I mean, we say we don't get it, but you do. I remember getting psyched up to go wait for my PlayStation 2. I remember getting psyched up. There was one time when there was like, I was home from college or whatever, right? And you're bored as hell anyway. And there was a Meijer opening like next to my parents' house or whatever. I was like, oh, All right, cool. And like they were doing some grand opening. I just went over and stood in line, and then went in this Meyer. They had a like dancing sun.
Take some notes about this for the documentary.
It was like whatever. And I bought the Ecto-1 that's out there on the shelf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was like, I understand.
Greg
like,
didn't realize he joined a cult that day. He has no idea.
like the sunshine carpet
This
cleaners.
dancing sun.
he
weird.
welcomed
They
me and
wanted
gave
me to
me a
drink this
special
punch.
drink. No, I mean, like I can understand getting psyched up for it. It's when it gets to like the bloodlust level, when it is like the running, like waiting in line and having hot chocolate and da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool. That's your thing or whatever. We do a bunch
look,
of
all
dumb
of us-
shit too. Nobody looks at us like doing an Extra Life live stream for 24 hours. And
All right, it's a
they're
little.
normal.
What are you even talking about? We did that for charity.
I'm
we did
aware.
that for other people, not
People-
ourselves.
We would do it for not other people. Like
I would
know,
never play
but-
games for 24 hours on a stream for anything other than charity, unless
Like-
you were paying me a gratuitous amount of money.
Let's go around the table for a second, because I have heard stories that I know each and every one of us has waited in line for something that they've wanted before. Like I specifically have waited in line, and I'm not ashamed of it, for almost every single Harry Potter book. I've sat there at midnight, waited for them to come out, and gone into there.
How long is the longest you've waited?
Maybe like 2 hours. I don't think it's that long. But I do remember sitting there and camping out for Phantom Menace when it first came out. And I remember sitting I must have been out there for about 5 hours. But there wasn't that big of a line. I just wanted to go and hang out with everyone that was sitting in line and like be a part of it.
Yeah.
I know you guys have pulled some shit.
No, I mean, my
you
thing
guys
is,
go buy like
I'm
every
all
day
about
one
this shit.
system and then sit on it for like
No,
7
no.
years
See,
until it's a classic.
I'm all about it's a classic. I'm all about the Black Friday and stuff. I'm not about stupid decisions. Like if there was good deals, I'm so for that. But the internet changed it. Black Friday doesn't make sense to go buy shit and wait in line. You're wasting time unless you have to like really good like 4G. And you can just fucking wait in line and multitask, buy online. But like for me, Black Friday is a ritual. I'll go to express.com, everything's 50% off. I fucking load my card up the week before, knowing what I want. 50% sale goes off on Black Friday. Checkout. Bam. That's how you fucking do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a tip. You can do that for any website
Tim's
that does
tips.
that.
You think you guys are missing the point, though, and you're really missing the point because people can do whatever they want. I don't give a fuck how you spend your time. It's your life. It's emblematic of really disgusting consumerism to like a point where like I'm just not into it. This is companies taking advantage of situations, people getting taken advantage of. It's the same thing the way I feel about Valentine's Day. Like Valentine's Day is such a fucking stupid holiday made by card companies and chocolate companies and everything to make you feel like you have to spend money. And on Black Friday, what happens is everyone needs to buy their holiday gifts, but this is the day where you feel like you're like every other day you buy, like you're ripped off compared to Black Friday. I mean, that's kind of the mentality. And any war, it's a war of escalation, right? Every war is escalated.
Like
It's the
Batman
principle
Begins.
of war.
Exactly.
So Black Friday starts as something that's like, oh, you go and you get something for free, and then all of those shops and stores escalate to this point. And what's the end result of escalation? Mutually assured destruction, Nick. That's That's where escalation goes
the Russians
in this
did.
kind of warfare.
Exactly.
So I just feel like I'm all for the free market, people buying whatever they want. I'm disgusted by these videos. I'm disgusted by people like fighting
because you know that-
over TVs. It's it's awesome. It's awesome entertainment, but it's not really funny when you think about it. Like I'm like, this isn't funny. Like this is fucking savage what people are going out there and like doing to each other in these stores and like running around like to save like if you really need to save $100 on a TV, you might not be wanting to buy a TV to begin with.
Yeah,
you know,
should.
like I just
To be fair, the people that are on video are getting in trouble. Like it's not everybody.
No, but I think to Colin's point, like, and this is, it's almost embarrassing, right? Like, and I hope that this doesn't make international news because you don't really have that
It will.
perspective, but it does. And the problem is that we are already seen in most outside countries as just a group of obese human beings that are super selfish, living in excess, and this does not help it at all.
Yeah, who cares? We have sweet TVs.
We do have sweet TVs. We have great mid-tier Panasonics. You can get a great deal on that. As does the rest of the world, by the way. I'm pretty sure Panasonic is a worldwide dealer. But that's to Colin's point.
Tell me
it's
how your
just,
pumpkin pie is going to be in Costa Rica.
oh my
You
god,
commie.
commie, Jesus, no, Mister. No, but it's true. I mean, it makes us look. It makes us look like we are a bunch of like just completely debased human beings who are willing to push each other into fucking like oncoming traffic so we can save $50 off some fucking tissues.
Yeah, but
It's
this is the same
terrible.
thing we all talk about. Like, this is like how the bad represents the whole. You know what I mean? Like what you're talking about, sure. Then but that's the same way when you talk about a school shooting or whatever. Then we all have guns and we're all crazy people. According
No,
to
it's
the
not
rest of the
that.
country.
It's just that Colin's point is a little bit different. Is that you're letting corporations create an artificial demand that makes you buy shit you don't fucking need. And that's what I look at is when I'm looking at people that are like, you get a good deal on it, but guess what? You still end up spending way more money than you would have because that 50% off, you buy 10 times more. And that's the problem is people get in there like, oh, cool, $200 off a TV, but I'm also gonna get this, and this.
That's
then
the
you bought a
problem
bunch
with
of
the
shit you don't
people, man.
need.
People
you just
are
bought a bunch of
stupid.
shit you don't need.
And they would have done that in any other way if there was a fucking sale that didn't mean anything. Like, the people need to understand what they have and the means that they have and what they can get. Like, that's on the individual. I'm as someone that's intelligent about these things, I can use it to my advantage. I want this thing to never end. Black Friday is the fucking best.
What I've realized in my own life is that I just don't need to save money on anything that I'm gonna like do. Like, it's just dehumanizing to watch these kinds of things. This kind of just consumerism run amok. It's sad to me. Like, I just don't understand it. The last time I went to any store, the last time I even left my fucking house probably on Black Friday was in 1998. And I went to the mall to get a fucking DualShock controller.
Yeah, you did.
So I could play Metal Gear. And
Psycho Menzies.
and I remember it even being crazy then, but not, I mean, like, it's just like I lock the doors and just close the blinds on fucking Black Friday.
That's
like,
just every day with you,
I'm just
though.
not even gonna get involved in this stuff because it's just who needs to save money so badly that you wait in lines like this and I'm telling you, like, I'm sure that there's normal people, lots of normal people doing this, and I'm not trying to make fun of people at all. That's not the point. It's just like I'm wondering why we let companies kind of dictate the terms like this. I would love to see. It's the same thing I always say about taxation, where it's like, what if the American taxpayer just collectively 180 million, 200 million people were just like, we're just not going to pay these taxes anymore, just to force change. Like, we're not doing it. And I would love to see like consumers just be like we're not shopping today to just prove a point.
Why? They want to though. They don't want to prove that point.
I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't agree with you. Like, I think it's honestly one of the more, it's probably the most intellectually honest holiday that we have as Americans. Like, I agree with you with Valentine's Day, right? This thing was created out of this artificial, this one's like, hey, come buy shit at a discounted rate. And people are like, okay. And they want to come do that. And then to your point you just said, right, of like, do people really need to stand in line for this stuff? I'm sure, like what I was saying before, right, is like people look at us when we wait in line for games that way or game consoles.
Well, I've never
or whatever.
waited in line for any of that kind of
Okay,
stuff. So
well, not you, Colin, but when other people do that, when our collective fan base or community does.
Sure. I mean, so I guess what you're saying is you're likening it to more of a hobby than anything else. Because when you wait in line for a system, it's because that's the first day you can get.
Yeah,
your
I mean,
hands
I
on
don't.
that system,
I was gonna say it's totally
and it's
different.
exciting and it's fun. When you wait for 12 hours and then rush into a Target.
But his point was, do you
To
really need to
fight
wait?
someone
Do you really
over-
need to wait to get something that badly? Do you really need to wait to get a system that badly on day one? You can get it later.
Well, it's not even a matter of waiting. It's a matter of dealing with the crowds to get a minor discount on something, which
And people like that. The people who are drunk. I don't go out on Black Friday. I don't do it. I've never done one of the Black Friday things. I don't care.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people who do.
Well, I do, but I'm saying, like, I don't care about people's individual choices. I care about the way it makes our society look. You know, like, it's just ravenous consumerism. It's disgusting. I love the free market. I'm a free market libertarian. Like, I love that kind of stuff, and the market's speaking for sure, and you can't deny that. But so I'm not denying like the natural causes, the Adam Smith kind of invisible hand kind of shit going on with the market. Of course, people are going out to save their money, but it's a reflection on our society. I don't understand how people don't see that. You know, it's a terrible reflection on our society that we are so we'll forget about what happened in France in a week, and we don't worry about these things in the Middle East that are happening and these existential problems that are happening. We have a fucking really consequential election coming up that few people are paying attention to, all this kind of stuff. But man, Black Friday, we'll be there on that line to save that $150 on a fucking television set. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. Like, it shows a lack of priorities in this country. It shows a great deal why this country is falling the fuck apart. And it's like like Black Friday to me is an emblematic symbol of like what is wrong in the United States. It's not that we want stuff. That is not what's wrong. It's not that we wait in a line. That's not what's wrong. It's that this will become yet a war of escalation. The videos will be more over the top this time. The sales will be more over the top. Everyone's just, and it's just frankly, just a bunch of brick and mortar stores fighting with each other when they all won't exist in 20 years anyway. So it's I don't know. It's not a judgment on the individuals that are doing it. It's a judgment on our society, and we're all fucking responsible for it. You know, and I don't know. I think it's just silly. At the end of the day, it's just fucking silly. And like studies have shown, when you're looking to save money, you'll spend the same exact amount of money on something else. Like, you're not like, people rarely save money to put away, or like the $200 you save on the TV is just going to go back in your pocket. No, it's not. You're going to spend it on something else. So it's just silly. And I wanted to bring it up or whatever. I didn't mean to get so heated about it, but it is.
That's what the show does, bro.
But it is one of those things that I'm just like, oh. You know, I just look at this and I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to insult anyone out there. If that's your thing, that's your thing. We got weird stuff we do here too. But I'm with Colin too. I just have never understood it. I've seen people that choose to engage in that, and I'm just like, it looks like hell. It looks like a war zone. And I've stood in those. I mean, again, I've stood in line for movies. We're gonna Star Wars is coming up. We're all gonna have to stand in line for that. And you know what? Part of me likes that. I like to be crammed in there. There's going to be some dude that brought his chair, and you're like, how the fuck? Why do you need a chair? What are you going to do with that once you get into the theater with your chair?
Throw it away.
You know what I mean? One
Buy
of
a
those
new one
camping
on Black
chairs.
Friday next year.
You
Maybe
don't know how to
is.
do this at all.
What's that?
You need the chair. The chair is required.
We're not getting the damn chair. You're not bringing a chair to
We're not
wait
gonna
in
get
line
a
with
fucking
me.
chair to wait
You're
for
not
Star Wars.
Here's what
We're not gonna
all you
wait.
need is a fucking extra large popcorn if you're going to wait in line with me, buddy. That's called sustenance.
What does
Just in
that
case
mean?
we
Then
get
you're
stuck
gonna
in there.
you're gonna get on all fours and I can sit on you. What am I gonna sit?
You don't need to sit.
I think you're underestimating how long you're
You're a
gonna have to wait.
30-year-old man.
What, I should be lunging, doing the lunges out there?
You should be doing some upside down push-ups. But no, yeah. I mean, look, if it's your thing, it's your thing. I've just never. I've watched these news reports and I'm like, I can't imagine that anyone really needs this. Like, it doesn't. It just seems like a really twisted hobby. It really does.
That stuff is like, I don't even. If I were to throw out a percentage, I'd say that's like 4% overall.
That's the thing
of
I
entire-
don't think
even.
every time it turns into a news report, somebody getting pushed over into it.
but
I've seen the horrible
But
ones.
it
I mean,
don't get me
but
wrong.
that's
it
also
pushes
it's the
straight into
beginning.
that's the problem. It pushes straight into the holidays. And then, have you been to a mall lately? Like during the holidays, it's terrible. Like there's just people everywhere. People are always fucking like department
Well, yeah.
stores are madness. And but Black Friday is what kicks that whole thing off. And so it's the whole holiday season of consumption and consumerism.
I mean, that's
Colin's
every
talking
weekend at a mall.
about. No, not necessarily, dude. When November hits and leading into December, and people start doing their Christmas shopping, it's chaos. It's chaos.
That's why
I mean,
That's
it's
why-
chaos literally at a mall every weekend.
That's
Like,
why
if
I do my
There's no
shopping.
parking ever.
I do my shopping online. It's just again, it's just symbolic. It is grotesque consumerism run amok. It is people buying like absurd amounts of things. We talk about like the excess. Like it goes back to like the political kind of grandstanding about like the excesses of Wall Street and the excesses of blah 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 and the bankers and blah blah blah. It's like, well, some people need to look at themselves and their own excesses. We all contribute to this societal kind of norm that we must buy and have and take and all these kinds of stuff. And I look at my own stuff and I'm like, I have a beautiful TV and a PlayStation 4 and some books and an iPad and a laptop, and yeah, these are all electronics, but I actually like want to get rid of as much shit as I have at all times. Ask Greg. I beg him to get rid of his shit. Like no one needs this stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
and
no,
it's
trust me.
just
Sometimes I secretly throw shit away.
it's just
You don't know.
completely insane, you know. And so I just think it's a symbol of like we need to find happiness in things that are not commercial goods, and like we're totally like people are being spun up and hung out to dry by these companies that are making them feel like you have to have, and we all fall prey to it, whether it's with Star Wars or with a PlayStation or whatever like that. But I just feel like it's just symbolic of a society that has fucking twisted priorities, and you know, it might be good for the economy, but I don't really care. Like, is it good for our soul? You know, I mean, that's kind of the bigger thing I'm wondering about. Like, is this kind of shit like good for our souls? You know, and I'm not saying in a spiritual sense. I'm saying like, is it good for the essence of what we are? And I'd say no. I think it's insane. And just if you want to see what I'm talking about, just inevitably go on Huffington Post on Black Friday at night, and just fucking look at all the
Look
videos
at all the
and all this.
sensationalist headlines that people write because they want to turn this into this evil thing.
Well, there's that, but the videos do speak for themselves, right? And the stories and the police blotter and all that kind of stuff, they do speak for themselves. Like it's you're right.
Well, yeah, they
but-
do. That the majority doesn't do this. I mean, you're talking. I understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. That our priorities are twisted, but yeah, I think there's so many more. You're making this out to be the one. This is the reason. And I go back to our topics on Ferguson, the stuff that's happening at Mizzou, the stuff that's happening with the homeless. Like there are so many other huge fucking problems that they come up in the news cycle and go away, and then the next huge fucking problem comes around. And this one isn't that bad. There are tons of people watching this right now
Well, I don't
in
think
the
that's Colin's
Midwest.
point.
Go out
It's
and all right, cool. Then I'll stop talking.
Well, that wasn't his point. Colin's point was not that it was necessarily to be put it on the same level as Ferguson or those things. It was that it's a distraction from those things. That's the big
Yeah,
problem.
it's like these.
Is that people will talk more about Black Friday coming up to Black Friday than they will anything that happened in Paris. Guarantee by next Friday people have forgot what happened in Paris in this country.
Mhm.
Maybe the Ubers will go back to being normal Ubers. They won't be flags anymore. But that's an issue. We should be talking more about what's happening in Mizzou. We should be talking more about what's happening in Paris. But come next Thursday, I'm probably not going to remember it.
But what I'm saying is this, I mean, we're not going to talk about Paris because we're going to be talking about what's happening in the NFL. And then we're going to be getting excited for college basketball March Madness. And I'm saying like, this is the same thing, that no one's got the right priorities. I don't think that my point is that this one is not the worst thing that we're talking about in terms of things that are distracting from it. It's just one of them.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to agree with Colin and say this is the worst thing. I mean, I don't think he said it was the worst thing ever.
No, I think
it's a perfect symbol
symbol.
of the
It's a gratuitous symbol.
excess consumerism that consumes our nation. I think that's just the way it is.
Yeah, like
I think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People would rather shop online than think about the upcoming election. That's just the way it goes. Like I will argue that point. There's no one on this planet that would be like, you know what I think I'm going to do instead of playing a video game right now? Well, maybe not video games, but instead of indulging in entertainment, I'm going to sit down and read about all the 17 candidates that are in this race. Or now there's less than 17 candidates, I guess. I don't even fucking know, right? I don't know, because I was playing Metal Gear last night instead of actually watching CNN.
it's not about that. Like we all get distracted by the things we love. I mean, our whole company is about things that we love. The point is that it's a symbol, and it's just. And it shows a lack of priorities. For as much as I love video games, I think my priorities are I do read the news, I do keep up with things. I think a lot of people do. I'm just saying, like, we should put this much energy into things that really mean something, because the only people that benefit on Black Friday are the big companies and big corporations that everyone seems to hate anyway. And then you save a few dollars that you'll just go spend. It's not like you're going to put it in a bank or give it to charity or anything like that. That's just not the way it goes. So
see, that's the point. That's the point I can get behind more. But that one where you're just saying that this is a distraction. I mean, that's the point, is that there's a million distractions.
It's
right.
True. The NFL is a distraction or whatever. That's fine. This is the distraction.
But see, I feel like what my problem here is I feel like we're just a pot calling a kettle black. Like people who are out there who are family people who have their children, and this is a fun thing they go and do, and there is no gunfight, eruption, people getting pushed down. They enjoy that, and they look at our lives, and like you're talking about how we make our living talking about things we enjoy. Like they enjoy doing that. They enjoy going on Black Friday, and I don't think they're going out being like, man, this is a great holiday that fell from the sky. They understand that the businesses are benefiting and that it's part of consumerism, this, that, and the other, but that's what they enjoy doing.
I'm not saying that they can't enjoy it. No one's saying that they don't have the free will to do it. I'm saying that when we have a company that's based on the things that we enjoy, and we're made to be a distraction while you work or while you mow the lawn or whatever it is you want to do. But what we do isn't emblematic of a societal fracture either. Like, it's not. Like,
I mean, it isn't. There's four people around a table every week, and you're the only one who really, really, really cares about politics.
Yeah, I mean, that's my prerogative, and it's your prerogative not to.
But you don't think that's like a snapshot of America? You know what I mean? I've seen people talking about that on the forums of like, I wish the other three cared on political topics as much as Colin, because otherwise it's just him.
Me too. I wish that as well, right. But I can't put a gun to your guys head and care. I mean, it's definitely a problem for you guys.
I'm not taking that. I'm just saying that I think is also emblematic of a problem here in America.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of problems. We're crumbling. It's just I just wish people took other things as seriously as Black Friday. I guess that was the only thing that I was trying to say, because it's a problem and we're responsible for it. So
I just don't think that many people take Black Friday that seriously. Like, I think that if you were to break down the percentage of people that do anything, the people that wait in line and for those crazy discounts and stuff, that must be such a small percentage of the people that buy stuff on Black Friday. Like, so many people that I know that go out on Black Friday, like normal family people, they go out and they just, whenever they wake up on Friday, they go to whatever mall they want.
Kohl's.
And just buy stuff, and it's not like they're looking to get crazy discounts or anything. It's just, that's when they're going to buy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We could just move on. The message is lost. I think Nick kind of understands a little bit more, but it's
I feel like your message is good, that there are things that distract us from the real problems.
Yeah, and I feel like this is I don't it reminds me of my dad a lot, like saying, my dad, very successful man, has nice things or whatever, but he was always like it's important to show restraint. Like, it's always important, like, you don't need this. You don't need to do this. You don't need buy, take, want. I don't like it, and it's just insane. I think it's sad. So I mean, that was and so that this whole time of year actually reminds me a great deal of that, but it obviously kicks off with Black Friday. Whether you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever, it's always about like, what are you going to get? What are you going to give? It's not about like the essence of togetherness or the essence of just humanity anymore. And I don't know. It just makes me sad. Like I've always wanted. Like people are always like, "What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas?" Like, I don't want anything. I don't want you to give me anything. You know, like it's cool. It's fine. That's not what this is supposed to be about. You know, when I need a TV, I'll go fucking buy one. You know what I mean? Like it's not like. And I do think that, you know, to Tim's point early on with, you know, Cyber Monday and all this kind of stuff, Black Friday and the war of escalation on Black Friday is the death throes of a commercial system that's not going to exist for much longer. So it's.
You mean a brick and mortar system?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, that's the thing. Like there's a reason why the next sale is the entire next week, right? Like it's just easier to compete on that level. Amazon can compete because guess what? They're dominating. It's just the way it goes. Let's all go to, if you guys have any doubt, let's all go to a Borders book right now and go get ourselves some magazines. They don't exist anymore. You know?
I used to love
Barnes
Borders.
and Noble. Both of them are gone, right? No, Barnes
No,
and Noble.
Barnes and
Barnes and
Noble's
Noble's still around.
I love
Borders.
Borders was great.
Poor Borders. Well, you know why? It's because they align themselves improperly with Seattle's best coffee. Sorry, I had to say it. Okay. Barnes and Noble, Starbucks coffee. Boom. Who the fuck?
Shut
knows
up,
Kevin?
Kevin.
Nobody knows Kevin. Nobody can ever know that.
I will
Well, no,
say
it's
that
not.
for
Seattle doesn't own every coffee. Sorry.
I will say that for Christmas presents, what I'm going to do, I'm buying my nephews a PlayStation 4 and stuff like that. And what I'll do is I'll go on Amazon, I'll buy a PlayStation 4, and I'll ship it right to them.
Yep.
Done. Done deal. No money saved, but
I mean,
At
if you
least
buy
I
it
have
on
my
Black
UAD.
Friday, it will be.
Well, no, he's Cyber Monday.
Yeah. I mean, well, Amazon's Black Friday lasts a fucking month.
They know what they're doing.
humanity intact.
Nick,
All right.
what's your topic?
Let's shake off the rust. That was an intense topic. This
It wasn't meant to be. I thought you guys were going to make fun of it a little bit more.
We went down that rabbit hole hard. This comes from our good friend Tech Track
Oh, where?
over off patreon.com/kindafunny.
You can go there and sponsor a topic.
Yeah, you can.
If you say / one more time, I'm gonna-
I say it now. I'm never going to say it.
www.
HTTP maybe S HTTP Hess. This is a long one. I'll paraphrase. I'll read the whole thing. The entire plot was in the trailer. I get irritated, upset, and let down when a film comes out, and the pertinent plot points are beat bopping and scatting all over the place. The most recent case I could think of was Jurassic World. They kept releasing long trailers full of giveaways. Does this bother you? Does this bother you guys when you watch a trailer
Yes.
and the entire fucking movie is in the trailer?
It's the worst, and it's so prevalent these days. The older trailers didn't do this.
When did that change?
Aught.
I mean, yeah, it must have been. It's got to be mid '90s to the
Early 2000s. I really feel like that's when they switched this. They flipped the script on it, and all of a sudden you felt like you see everything.
Well, I think it was also during the transition from having trailers that had heavy voiceover to trailers that, like, when that style of trailer went out, you could no longer like have catchy phrases that the guy could say, so you had to show more stuff.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like, and I could be wrong on this, but I feel like there's just more fucking trailers now. Like Jurassic World probably had 4 trailers and 10 movie spots, and the thing that happens at the Super Bowl and the thing that happens at Wimbledon or whatever the fuck, I don't know.
I think it's because the internet, right? Like before, trailers were just before movies,
Yeah.
and then you did the
Maybe
TV
a TV
spot.
spot, yeah.
But like now, it's the trailer. People don't think of trailers as before movies. They think of it as when's it drop online, and that's why they are event things where there's multiple trailers for a movie. It was before it was standard to have, you know, the trailer and then like the launch trailer and then a TV spots, usually 3 30-second ones. Now it's like a fucking shit ton.
Yeah. No, I think it bothers me too. I mean, I with Jurassic Park, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but I'm pretty sure they show the most important frame in that entire movie, where at the very, very end, like third act climax, where, you know, she's got a flare, she's opening up a door,
She's running in high heels for some reason.
running away from high heels, you know.
No, the dinosaur isn't wearing high heels.
Was the dinosaur wearing roller
No.
skates?
That's how she was able to keep some speed.
That's fantastic.
Dinosaurs all over the
Dinosaurs
place.
like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. If these are rollerblades, I'd be the shit right now, but old school roller skates are a little harder.
With the stopper on the front.
You used to have to drag them. Remember that? You couldn't stop. You just kind of drag them a little bit.
Yeah.
Slow yourself
Roller
down.
skates are so stupid.
I think it's annoying, but at the same time, I also think just don't watch them. Like Tim said, they're all online. At this point, you're looking for the trailer. Like if you go see a movie, you might see the trailer for Jurassic World twice. If you see you know 5 movies over the span of a few months, you might see that trailer. Depending on how they serve the trailer, a couple times. That's fine. So just I think the clear thing to do here, Tack Track, is just don't watch any TV, don't watch any movies.
See,
never
that
go
is the
online.
downside, right? Is like, how do you avoid it? Like, you want to be interested in a movie. Like, with Amazon now, right, where I hop on and I want to watch a movie instantly or whatever. Christine, I'll go in there and we'll go through it, and there'll be like movies where it's like, this sounds all right, and then it's the question of like, well, do I roll the dice? Do I watch the trailer? Because if I watch the trailer, it's going to give it away,
Right.
plot point by plot point, and inevitably the ending will be in there. They'll act like you don't know, but like you can piece it all together.
Oh God, yeah.
You watch these fucking.
You're gonna
things
see
like,
that last shot of like the robot escaping from the fucking prison, and you're like, well, there it is.
I mean, the problem too, it's like when you're watching the movie, then you start thinking
Generic.
back like piece by piece.
Yep.
You get to the point where you're like, all
I
right,
haven't seen
I
that
still
scene
haven't
yet.
seen this location.
Yeah,
So that means
exactly,
that's
exactly,
where we're going. And that kind of sucks. The last movie I saw that I hadn't seen any trailer for was Gone Girl. And going into the movie without knowing anything about it, I was like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
But I can't imagine. Like, it's impossible to do that nowadays because not only do you have to dodge the trailers, you need to dodge all the talk about it with Twitter and with IGN and with us and with all these things. Like, there's no way that you don't know at least X amount of Star Wars just because people talking about it, or like every headline or every freaking thumbnail or screen cap or whatever of the trailers. Like that alone gives shit away. So it's like, I like to buy into the hype because once the movie's out, the movie's out. So it's like, that is a finite experience. But the hype, and then you can put a level of like, how good was it? But when it comes to the trailers and all the hype and stuff, that's just as fucking good as you want it to be. So I like to just fucking spoil the shit out of myself for most of the things, just because it's impossible to do it how you used to do and not know anything. If that was an option, I'd probably go with that. But since it's not, I just fucking go full bore. Go hard as shit.
You can't beat him. You're gonna join him.
Yep.
That's basically what you're saying.
Mhm.
I guess for me, it depends on the movie, right? Like with Star Wars, I want all of that to be out there so that I can choose to indulge if I want. I can choose to watch all the trailers. Like there's a TV spot where someone that I think was running last week where there was some other stuff that someone told me about. I was like, I don't want to watch that. I want to see that scene in the movie for the first time. And yeah,
I feel like those trailers have done a good job of not like. There's enough in there where I question. I'm like, is somebody coming in to save them now because they have their hands over their head? But it's like I don't know. Like there's so many trailers you watch that are just like, this is what it fucking is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like with Star Wars also, like, they don't have the burden of having to tell you what this brand new franchise is.
Sure.
You kind of get it. You know it's Star Wars. They could have just showed Star Wars and then just the Millennium Falcon just cruising for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, I'm going to wait in line.
Then having trouble starting it for a second. It's just kind of there.
It's like slowly falling.
And then it just goes up and says Star Wars. It's like, we're in.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been in, and that's true. But like you have a movie like Ant-Man where you're like, okay, well, they need to go the other way with it. They need to show so much of this because no one's going to see a movie called Ant-Man. And it worked. People went and saw it. People liked it. It was good. But I'm not going to lie. Like there was nothing in Ant-Man that I watched that really wowed me because I had seen 90% of it in the trailers. And even any of the like that one great shot where, they're fighting miniature and like it's all this crazy explosions. Then it like stops for a second and it goes to like normal person.
Train.
And the train hits and falls down. Just in the movie, you're like, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's what
And that would
Avengers,
have been an amazing moment in the film.
Yeah,
That
Avengers
had
is
balls
the
to do
one
that.
Marvel movie that didn't blow its load in the trailers. I mean, it did in a lot of ways, but there was like, I think one of the best shots in the whole movie of Avengers, which I don't want to spoil for people, but like they involved
okay
the
to
Hulk,
spoil
or
Avengers,
they
I think, right
involved
Thor.
just like all of
Or
them
Iron
together
Man, yeah.
doing stuff, and it's like that stuff wasn't in the trailers. So it's like when I remember seeing them being like, "Oh fuck, that's cool." But every other Marvel movie, it's like the trailers are as good.
Dude, no,
as it
a
gets.
perfect example is Avengers Age of Ultron, right? They showed like the last scene where they're defending the MacGuffin. I can't even remember.
The
what
thing
it
in
was.
the
thing
like
in the center.
yeah.
And all of them are like flying around it and like,
Doing
shit's
shit.
happening. You're like, I bet that's a really cool moment at the climax of this movie. The most important part emotionally for me as a viewer to not know what's going to happen. And now I know exactly what's going to happen.
I think it's one of the
Thanks,
reasons
Joss
with the Amazon
Whedon.
thing I'm taking more chances on movies I've never heard of. But I know this actor and I know that actress and they're in this thing and I've never seen this indie or whatever. And it's like, okay,
I feel
whatever. I'm not gonna watch the trailer because it's like that's the worst is watching the trailer right before you watch the movie. But well, no, I'm not gonna do this. It's gonna fucking tell me everything.
I feel like that's good though. I mean, like we are at a weird place, I think, right now, especially as viewers of film, where I think the line's starting to blur between, back in the day when you were a kid, you're like, you knew what was a AAA film with an A-list celebrity, like director and stars and all that stuff. You just knew that, right? That was a clearly defined line where it was out in the theaters. That means that's a movie that I should be paying attention to. If it's straight to DVD or in our case, VHS, or in my case, beta. If it's straight to that, it's a piece of shit, right? It's a B movie that didn't get funded and it has no one in it, right? But now it's like I'm seeing movies with like Bruce Willis that are just straight to Netflix, and I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And so as kind of an old school moviegoer, like it's breaking my brain because I'm like, that's a movie with Daniel Radcliffe, like that's Harry Potter, like he's a big star. I should know that he was in this movie, but I've never seen this movie. But it looks kind of cool.
Talking about What If?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good movie.
it was a good movie.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And again, it was on HBO again the other day, and I was like, fuck, it's a good movie, man. I just started watching it and I watched like 30 minutes of it, and then my brother-in-law was in town and was like, hey, Under Siege is on. We should watch that instead. So we watched the entirety of Under Siege.
What was the one we were watching last night? Where Steven Seagal is kicking ass in a beer.
Oh
beer
God,
in a
what is
bar.
that one called? That's a weirder one. It's
is
the
it
one
in?
where he like that Indian guy gets picked on in the bar and he
like,
fights some guy.
yeah, he has a
like
slap
the
hands.
slap hands game with the guy in the bar. Which one was
it?
that?
It gets a little murky after Under Siege because he did Hard to Kill, which was his breakout film. Then he did Under Siege. Then he did Marked for Death.
This was from
which
like
was
90.
really
This was
weird.
like 93, 94.
Was it with the Rastafarian twins? There was one that had the Rastafarian twins in it.
Can't remember the name of it.
I'm just the cook.
It's not like Hard to Kill or something like that.
Just
It's
a plain old cook.
yeah. This is.
I put Steven Seagal hand slap in the hand slap game on YouTube. Worst movie scenes of all time, episode 1.
I'm gonna guess that Steven Seagal has a
On
few of
Deadly
those.
Ground.
On Deadly Ground, that's what it is. Yeah, because I remember
was
like
way
at
later.
the
That
end,
was
after he
way
beats the
later.
shit out of that guy.
1994.
That was right. After he beats the shit out of that guy, he like teaches them a life lesson, which is pretty awesome, and then walks away.
That's Steven Seagal.
What have you learned?
But I think I do think that I don't watch a lot of movie trailers because I just when I hear it's the same thing with games. Like when I hear about a game that I like or I'm interested in, I just ignore it until it's out. So it's that way you just don't really know what you're getting involved in. Like I watch almost no game trailers at all, like at all.
Unless
like,
we do on Colin and Greg.
Yeah, like I've watched more movie trailers on Colin and Greg than I have like my entire life. You know, like when I'm not
Isn't
in a movie
that
theater.
fascinating though? That like you're more inclined to watch a movie trailer, a 2-minute trailer for an hour and a half or 2 hour long film, and you're like, I think I'll stay away from the 70-hour game that I'm about to indulge in. I'm not gonna watch anything about that. Like it's backward, right? Like you
it
guys
is weird.
Like we should be way more into consuming media pre game release than we should movies. We should just stay fucking radio silent on movies, but we're so conditioned to like want to see that trailer. You know?
That said, to play devil's advocate anyway, I do think that it's overstated sometimes how much a movie is spoiled in trailers. The one example I can give, even though I didn't see the movie, I read the book, was The Martian. Everyone was freaking out about The Martian spoiling the movie, and I'm like, what are you talking about? The mission goes south like literally in the first 2 pages of the book. They're not spoiling anything. That's the fucking movie.
Yeah.
How
Is the
he
man
get
being stranded on Mars? It's not about how he got stranded on Mars. It's that he is stranded on Mars.
Right,
That's
it's
what the
about
fucking
surviving.
movie's about.
Yeah.
So sometimes people lose their minds not
Yeah.
having any further context. Because I remember a lot of people being upset about that when we were watching the trailers. And I'm like, I read this book and it's about what he does on Mars, which they don't really show. He lives.
To give you
That's
a-
not a surprise. He's alive
Right.
on Mars. That's what the movie's about. You know, so I'm like, so everyone's like, oh, this disaster happens, all this stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is literally the epilogue.
Everyone
Or
was
the
so
prologue of the
upset
book.
in Furious 7 when it showed the car going from building to building. It's like, you're spoiling it. It's like, but no one knew there was a second building that they jumped to.
No, see, in that way, they
Yeah,
actually
that was fucking awesome.
They
it
actually
was like a
used
meta
that trailer.
joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. They used the trailer to actually punch that joke through.
Yeah, and it was
or
amazing.
in that moment through, rather, and it actually worked well because I was like, "Oh, here's that stupid scene. What the fuck? There's another
They're
building.
doing it again.
But I'm sympathetic.
Shut up!
I'm
Turns table over. Why is there a table in a movie theater?
I'm sympathetic to the plight though of spoilers and stuff like that, because I've talked in the past about how spoilers have actually gotten me into things. When I got into Lost in college, it was because a friend of mine, Brandon, told me and my girlfriend at the time about the numbers and all this kind of stuff. It was after season 2 had already aired, and I was like, that sounds awesome. And then so he told me about the island and the numbers and the Dharma Initiative and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, this is cool. Like, this sounds cool. So I got into that because of the spoilers. I wouldn't have known if not for 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Which I'll always remember. That I was
Why?
that is I used to have a shirt when I first worked there. I didn't have the numbers on. I used to love Lost, and then I realized it was awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way to spoil Lost because nothing ever fucking happens in Lost.
because they don't know what it is.
They don't know what the hell's going on. Hey, there's a smoke monster. What is it? No one knows.
And then the wasted episodes. Anyway, and the random characters like the scientist.
Pablo lies.
Yeah, that one. That's a classic. So there are ways that like you can string someone in by giving them some intense spoilers. The numbers and the hatch and all that kind of stuff are definite spoilers, especially if you've never seen the first episode or the first season of Lost. But that was the reason I gave Lost a chance. So it definitely Because like when I saw commercials for Lost in college, I was like, is this about like I literally was like, is this like some pretty people on an island? Like I'm like, this what the fuck is
Swiss
this shit?
Family
Like I had
Robinson.
no idea what this was. Like I don't care, you know. And it was like, no, it's a deep like almost sci-fi show, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Same thing with Battlestar. So where people are getting me into the Cylons and all that kind of stuff. So knowing something can definitely inform you more about if you're going to like something or not. But I generally am sympathetic to the plight of spoilers, and especially for like live broadcasts and stuff like that. Like I hate sports spoilers when I can't see anything. Like that's when you have to just stay off of social media. And I had dinner the other night with some friends during the Republican debate, and I had to stay off of social media. And I tweeted out as a joke, I'm like, this is my Star Wars or whatever. Like I don't want to know what happened. I don't want any tweets. I don't even want to see anything. I want to see with my own two
like,
eyes.
you're sick. You're sick.
I am. Well, I'm sick for a lot of reasons.
You're the only person that doesn't want a presidential debate spoiled for them.
Sometimes there are great moments in presidential debates that would go. I'm still waiting for the real one for this cycle, but like. Everyone, well, not everyone, I guess, but, it's a very symbolic 1960 Nixon JFK when Nixon's like sweating bullets and stuff like that. Like, that was the first televised debate, and that was a really emblematic debate in terms of like how a person loses. And so you want to see that kind of stuff with your own two eyes. If there's going to be an implosion of a candidate, I want to fucking see it. I don't want to hear about it. I want to see it as if I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, that's fun for me. That's more fun. I'd rather see that than the new Star Wars movie. So I'm sympathetic to that, but at the same time, I just avoid spoilers. I just when I know when I'm sure a new BioShock game is going to come out, I'm not going to watch anything on it. I don't care. I'll play it when it comes out. I'm sure it's going to be great. Final Fantasy 15's near, and there's a bunch of shit out there, and I'm just like, I'll just play it when it comes out. I'm sure it'll be great. So
I think sure it'll be great.
No.
Final Fantasy 15. Okay,
No, I'm not sure it's gonna be great.
It's not
at all.
gonna be good
I mean, even
online.
Tales of Hysteria. I mean,
Tim.
I was looking forward to that game. I played it in Japan some years ago, but I didn't watch anything or read anything about it at all. That was my least favorite thing to do at IGN was to preview games because I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to play this vertical slice. I want to get into it when it's ready to go. So I think some people, much like the Black Friday debate, there has to be some responsibility taken on the side of the consumer that they subject themselves to this shit, and it sends the signal that this is what they want, and they do. So
sure. I mean,
so I just refrain from doing any of that stuff.
Yeah, you got to self police, right? Similar to exactly like the Black Friday debate, right? Is like it's of course it's great. Go buy something if you want to buy something. It's the people that take it to the extreme that minority of people that kind of make everyone else look bad, if that makes sense, right? And it's the same with these trailers. Like, you don't have to watch the trailers. I don't need to watch. I know there's a Japanese Star Wars trailer and a TV spot that I haven't seen. I'm not going to search for them. I don't need that. Like, just don't look for them. And guess what? They're going to come on TV. Just turn the fucking channel or pause it or fast forward it. Well, actually, it doesn't matter on TV anyway because most people aren't either A, watching TV or they're definitely not watching commercials. So who cares? Just fast forward through it.
I will say that my favorite thing now is people like just spoiling things that have just come out, like in YouTube comments or on Twitter or whatever, to be dicks. Like I remember when The Last of Us came out and there was all these people spoiling The Last of Us and people were freaking out and I'm like, yo, I beat the game. This isn't even true.
Well, that was
like everyone's like freaking out. I'm like, this doesn't even happen.
Remember that was pulled from the cutscenes, right? When they put out that thing, everybody jumped in the cutscenes, so they knew it, so they shouted out.
So stupid. But
that's been that way forever, though. Remember Dumbledore dies when people would just go and they
fucking
Dumbledore dies on
dicks.
page whatever it was, and they would just jump in AOL chat rooms and scream that.
Well, there were
yeah,
fucking
it's like, why would you
assholes
do
that would
that?
like run down. I would be like waiting in
yeah.
line, and they would run in the line. They would run in, they would get first in line, and they would read like the last like chapter, be like Dumbledore dies. If someone had done that to me, I would have gotten that person's name and had Kevin kill him.
Whoa,
Kevin, would you have killed him for me? Yep.
good man, Kevin. Good man.
yeah, but I remember someone spoiling The Killing for me. Like as a dickheaded move on Twitter or whatever, and I was so mad.
They didn't spoil that for you, bro. They saved you.
Yeah,
from the second season
they
of
did.
that show.
Yeah, they did. Because I was kind of into it, but then I remember the vindictive side of me. This was fall 2012, and I knew this guy was like a listener of Podcast Beyond back when Greg and I did it, and I was like, I wanted to write his name down and be like, I'm gonna get The Last of Us early, and I'm gonna beat it before anyone beats it, and then I'm gonna just email him. And just tweet at him and just be like, blah, 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 blah happens or whatever and just ruin it for him. But I'm like, Colin, that's the dark path. That's the dark path.
Damn.
That goes beyond dark, Colin.
Yeah.
That's sinister.
That
That's some
is-
sinister shit right
No,
there.
what's sinister is thinking that that's a cool thing to do to anyone. You know, like that's the sinister thing. Like who gains pleasure in doing that kind of thing? Like spoiling something for someone. I don't get that mentality. Like what do you get out of it? What do you derive out of that? people spoiling Fallout 4 for people. Someone spoiled Fallout 4 for me, but I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, I was like, that's kind of an obvious arc. I thought that's what was going to happen anyway. So I was like, that's how the reason I'm playing it. You know, there's some fucking demented people out there that really just gain pleasure in doing those kinds of things. And I will reassert the cosmic truth that what goes around comes around always.
To your email.
It always, dude, it always happens. However you read the tea leaves, it always happens. When you treat people like shit, something bad happens, you know? And
That's true.
It might be in 10 years or 20 years or 50 years. It's something totally unrelated, but I do think you know, it's about positive and negative energy, and people put negative energy out there to just ruin things for other people. I don't get it. It's fucked up. You should stop doing that.
So movie trailers suck.
I like them.
Tim,
Yes.
what's your topic?
So you know how every day when it gets to lunchtime, and
Kevin
there's
comes
that,
out and he goes, Tim, what do you want to do for lunch?
Hey, do you want Thai food? Do you want burritos? It's like, I want burritos. Which burritos do you want? Do you want this burritos or that burritos? I don't know. I kind of want this burritos. No, I want the other burritos. Why? And it turns out fight. My topic
And the whole
is
time Kevin brought pizza. He just had pizza.
the
Yeah,
question.
he's had like
of,
a thing of Tupperware pizza he's had for like 12 years now.
Over the span of 4 weeks. By the last time, that last piece of pizza was looking not good, buddy. But you wolfed it down anyway. It's the pepperoni. It's all those salts.
Where do we eat when it's lunchtime? How do you solve that problem?
So
Of where
complicated.
do we eat?
It's one of the more complicated issues.
Jesus Christ.
We need contingency plans.
Yeah.
You know how the United States has contingency plans if China, like, you know, invaded San Francisco? Well, we need a contingency
not
plan
know
on.
that.
Well, we have a contingency plan
I'm
for
sure.
everything.
Sure.
We have a contingency plan for alien invasions. It's a matter of, yeah, like you need contingencies because it is a fucking complicated problem.
And it's a problem,
it's a
I
ridiculous
feel, in
problem,
every
actually.
stage of your life and with every group, it's a different
Even at
set
dinner
of circumstances.
with your girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's the worst because there's layers of like deep-seated problems
Yeah.
that come out there
Yeah.
where it's like, I don't care. It's like, okay, do you really not care?
Yeah,
or does
yeah.
that mean you want me to choose? Or does that mean you want me to remember a place that you wanted to go 2 weeks ago?
Oh, that's
and
deep.
I just don't, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know. But the biggest thing to me is the work group because you're with these people every day and you have to eat every day. That's how being a fucking human works, right?
Yes.
And recently I was by IGN and I saw all the places that like we used to frequent every day. And I was like, man, this was a big part of my life. And now it's not.
Yeah.
And now I walk around these streets, the streets, as they're called. There's
streets?
There's
Yeah.
some Z's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
streets.
It's
And it's just like, it's a lot of Asian food.
Yeah.
And it's like, a lot of them aren't really lunchy places. So it's like, most of them are off the list. There's a Thai place that we go to all the time.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of Mexican places, depending on where you go. There's a Taco Bell, which I put in its own category. That doesn't count as Mexican.
Of course
Got his
not.
food.
Yeah. And but then it's one of those things where it's like we just eat it. We just keep eating, and it's just like, do you want to go somewhere else? And it's just like that sounds stressful. I don't know.
I get anxiety about lunch. I'll tell you that. And dinner. Breakfast I got on lock. Because it's usually just Starbucks or nothing. But yeah.
Your lunch is often Starbucks too. I come out, you guys are eating these weird ass sandwiches you got out of a Starbucks
yeah.
chill box.
Well, the reason I like that is because then you know what you're sort of getting, right? Like I get weird anxiety about lunches when people like, you know, we used to go to was like Merrigan's.
yeah.
And that place was great, but I'd have a
Yeah.
salad.
So expensive.
And I was like, this salad was $20 and it's gotta be like 1,000 to 1,500 calories in this fucking thing. Like it was so rich and salty and like crouton-y with all sorts of shit that don't belong in a salad. And that's what I get weirded out about is that like when I think about lunch, is I like to know what's going into that meal. And I like to know what I'm getting myself into. That's why I like Starbucks, because at least they have some semblance of like the
Consistency.
ingredients,
Exactly.
and consistency, and like the calories, and like how much fat am I getting versus proteins versus carbohydrates. Not that I really give a shit or really calculate any of that
But
stuff.
it's comforting, right? Like
But it
every
is
time I'm in
comforting.
an airport, if they have a Starbucks, I'll probably end up eating there. Because again, it is like I know I like this the bacon Gouda ciabatta sandwich. Like I'm all set. You know what I
Talking
mean?
my business. I had
Yeah.
one of those today.
To be fair though, Nick, you're different. Like you have very strict eating habits and they do not change. And when you have to change, then you just kind of adapt in your own weird Nick way. But when we were at IGN, everything I said does not apply. You did one thing every day.
I used to go to that market.
And getting you to change was like an impossible task. You would only leave if like we had to go somewhere to sit down and like have like a business talk. Because all Nick would do is go to this damn Embarcadero market and go. And it was a garbage place
Yep.
that was way too expensive.
Yep.
And you'd go to the stupid ass build your own salad thing with these weird ass salad pieces that are just like chilling for way too long. And I'm like, this is disgusting.
It's just lettuce.
And like, well, yeah, but I don't. Did you even get the lettuce? Or did you
put
get
the
like
eggs,
get
lots of
lettuce.
hard-boiled eggs.
Put them
No,
in?
I mean,
some chicken breast.
I was doing I still do to some degree a pretty hardcore protein diet, but not so much anymore. Like now I'll have the occasional burrito because man's got to live, Colin. Man's got to live.
Well, what have you been
that's
doing
a lie.
recently?
That's a lie.
Someone's
That
got
is
to
a
say
fucking. That's the biggest
Someone's
lie.
gotta say it.
I can't remember the last time I saw you eat a burrito. We
went
go out
we
for
went to
burritos.
Gordo's last week.
And what did you get,
I
Nick?
got a burrito bowl.
Thank you.
It
That
was
is
just-
not a burrito.
It
You
was
got
all the components of a
various
burrito.
fucking ingredients put into a styrofoam container and
Just
ate them.
minus the tortilla. I just didn't want the extra
But I would
calories
argue
and
the
carbs.
tortilla is
of
the best part.
It is the best part.
and the cheese.
But sometimes you have to limit yourself.
That's all
From
the
the
time with you.
pleasures in
I
life.
can't. When was the last time you think you ate a burrito with us?
With you guys?
Yeah.
The last time I went to Gordo's, I had a burrito. No,
did.
the time before that I did.
did.
The time before that.
Okay.
The time before that I had the time. 2 times ago I had a bowl. The time before that I had a burrito.
Because that was
I
always
also
the
had a
joke.
burrito on Friday.
Back when we used to do the show after work and we'd come home and we would go to Underdogs. We'd all be like, yeah, we want a California burrito, California burrito, California burrito. And then I need two sides,
of carne
a carne asada,
You got it.
lettuce. And they're always like, wait, what do you order? And I'm like, I'm building a salad. Sometimes you guys know how to do it. It's you're going to have to talk to a manager. I know. Go ahead.
But see,
I love
this
those
is
calls.
this is why I have anxiety about all this stuff, is because it shouldn't be that difficult to try and build something healthy for yourself at a restaurant. But it's the extreme, like it's so far out of the fucking norm for people that work at these restaurants or these burrito shops or any of these places to attempt to try to get something healthy for someone that they think you're a fucking wackadoo, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to burrito, you literally get, and I'm not knocking this because it sounds amazing, fucking French fries in your burrito. That is a thing that you guys get on a consistent basis.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
That is taking something that is traditionally fairly unhealthy and cramming something even more unhealthy up its ass.
But it's a replacement for the rice. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. They're both.
It's
they're
a
both,
fried
they're both
replacement
starches.
for the rice.
True enough. But it's a replacement. It's a starch replacement.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. It's a
But-
carb replacement. And
All right.
that's
So,
true.
so here's the thing: is that with food, it's tough. When I don't have, I like to cook, and I actually think I'm a really good cook. But when Greg's a good cook too. He's doing way more experimental shit now than I've seen him ever do. But
Rachel Ray every day.
but it's
It's amazing. It's best
I
magazine.
have no
since EGM.
reason. I have no reason to cook really anymore. You know, so it's like I just don't, and I eat the same fucking 5 things over and over again. But I kind of like eating those 5 things over and over again. I buy sausages, hot pork sausages.
Yeah, slow down.
I buy beef and make like burgers.
Yeah.
I usually
0.4 pounds.
0.4 pounds. I usually
80-20.
wrap them in tortillas loaded with fucking cheddar cheese,
Yeah. And,
mayonnaise and ketchup,
yeah. Okay.
and just eat. I eat those the same way. That's totally fine. So that's a great meal. I'll make chicken cutlets.
Mhm.
Occasionally I'll make sauce, although I've not made sauce in a long time.
You're due.
And then I'll buy like things like frozen pizza, or then I'll just like, I actually don't eat out very much because to Tim's point, the selection in this neighborhood is fucking garbage. So like, but it's almost a blessing. Not only for my, I have high cholesterol. The doctor told me I have high cholesterol. Not a huge surprise. If I lived somewhere like Hayes Valley or the Haight, I'd be fucked 7 ways from Sunday with like the amount of food that I would have available. So it's almost it's like if there was
then at
a
least you
Five
have
Guys
more-
or a Chick-fil-A near me, it'd be over. It'd be over. Don't you understand that? So
You
I
know,
have
so-
to. So I have to. It's almost. I have to take advantage of.
It's
the
a
restraint
blessing
now.
in
Yeah,
disguise
yeah.
that there's like if you want to eat anything that we really want to eat around here, you're walking. And it's like, is it worth it today? No. Instead,
Well, see,
I'll
that's the
make.
problem for us is it's not so much a walk. It's the fact that the food around here it's a drive distance. It's walkable, but it's not walkable during a lunch break.
Sure.
So it's like, that's the big issue. Cause like 10 blocks down, there's
It's a bop
a
and
whole bunch of foods.
yeah,
But the problem is then you have to deal with like the lunch rush and all that other
Yeah, yeah,
bullshit on top of parking.
yeah.
And that's a whole other fucking issue.
you wanna
The
learn.
last like 4 Gordo's trips have been great.
Oh.
We've gotten spots, no problem.
We just get right in there.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
The problem is too is just what everybody wants differently. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
that's a
I
huge
plan
issue.
lunches. I have food here to cook or make or whatever. You know what I mean? But then the only thing I will consistently, if you say every day we're gonna get a burrito, I'm out the door. I'm getting a burrito with you. But it's when it's something else. That's when I can turn it down. I can go either way.
I like going to Jenny's, but the problem there
It's a
is-
burger place.
The problem there is that it's
Tiny.
too small. Like
Yeah.
it's a spin of the wheel. It's a roll of the dice, depending on if you're gonna be able to accommodate 4 people together. You can only sit by yourself in there, but
You know, we could go to. I miss the days of old IGN when there was
Saramonte?
nothing
Oh,
around you.
the
and
2-hour
you
mall
had to
trips?
go to the mall. You had to get in the car. It was like the whole rigmarole of like, who's gonna fucking drive, and then shotgun. If you didn't call shotgun, you were just that was the rest of your day right there. Boom. And then
Chris
you
Roper
go to
blasting metal.
Oh man, in his badass Civic. Didn't he have a Civic S?
I don't know. You
You
know,
know,
I'm not a car
Sport
guy.
Civic SI. Yeah, and then you'd go. Your choices were either Tanfran or
Oh,
Monte Mall.
You were always
Tanforan
going
is never
Tanforan.
an option.
It is because they had the Rubios. It was
That's the
so-
destination.
Ceremony.
No, that's Ceremony.
Oh, is that Ceremony?
What did
Yeah.
Tanfran have?
Oh, no,
that was
Tanfran
good?
had a
BJ's. We went to
man.
BJ's
Oh,
all the time.
That was awful.
What are you talking
And it
about?
had that- it
BJ's
had that
Buffalo
sauce.
Chicken Pizza.
The
That's what it's
Bazooka
about.
is the
Cool,
only
bro.
thing worth a shout out.
Nah, Buffalo Chicken Pizza is
Dude,
great.
it is funny to think
No
back when
barbecue
I was
sauce.
like really poor when I first moved here and going to BJ's and eating there. I was like, man, I
felt
ate
like a
for
king.
$4. Like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
I can't go back to those days. I can't.
When
I
co-
won't go back to the BJ lunches.
No, you're fucking up, man. When Nick and I went down for the Metal Gear Let's Plays, we went out that night. BJ's right there in the mall. Fucking, I got my buffalo chicken pizza. Happy as a pig and shit. I'll tell you what.
My
Sitting
good
there.
Lord.
No I don't want the celery. I don't want the onions. The barbecue sauce replaced with buffalo sauce. Yes, I know that's a lot of buffalo sauce on a pizza. Do it, ma'am. And a side of buffalo sauce, please.
My
And
God.
see, this is where I think you guys give me all this shit, but you know that I secretly eat all the shit that you guys eat, right?
No,
Because I eat it off of your plate.
No. Oh, okay, that's fine.
I was
You
gonna say-
literally were like, "Are you gonna have a piece of this pizza?" I was like, "No," and you're like, "Are you saying no?" And you're really gonna have a piece of this pizza? Because I'll get the bigger one. I was like, "Get the bigger one."
Yeah.
I have a fantasy of Nick where, Nick and I,
Finally, let's go.
Nick and I have been many places together, but Nick and I have never been to a Del Taco together. And I have a fantasy of Nick and I going in and walking in, and I just look at Nick and I'm like, is it go time? And Nick's like, sure is. And then we walk up and we order literally $45 worth of food. Because it's when I go to Del Taco, like when I used to go to Insomniac, there's a Del Taco right across the
Oh,
street
I
from
know that
Insomniac.
Del Taco.
And in Burbank.
It's
and
right
it's
by the
just,
airport.
It's like, you stay in the same hotel when you go down there, whatever, and there's a lunch restaurant. I'm like, I'm going to fucking Del Taco.
Yep.
Literally 7 times in the next 2 days, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's
Kevin.
nothing that can be done.
When we were in LA, we were there for 3 days. How many of those nights did we go to Del Taco? Think
One,
about
he
that
says.
again.
No, it was
No,
two.
It was 2. We went 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And just to balance it all out, when I got back, when we drove back on Sunday, I went to Taco Bell just so I
Just so you
just that
knew
Taco Bell
you
didn't
weren't-
feel like
You
Yeah.
like I was neglecting her.
Paid
Del
homage
Taco's
to your
so
lover.
much better than
It
Taco
is.
Bell.
It is. Well, it's a different taste. It's a different flavor profile.
Yeah,
but I
it's
will
different.
next E3. We've got to do it. We've got to go to Del Taco, and it has to happen. The problem is Del Taco's only good at like 1 o'clock in the morning when you're kind of drunk.
It can't be light out.
No.
I mean, I'll agree with you that as far as it cannot be light
They
out.
can't.
But other than that, it's I don't know. I because my fantasy is like having a Chick-fil-A and a Five Guys nearby and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, that would be
You
have to learn to drive.
so bad.
You'll die.
No, I mean it's not even that. Like 2 in the neighborhood, like 5 blocks away.
Oh, okay.
Be fucked. Do you have any idea how much I would eat at those places? I'd
lot.
be finished. It would be over for me. It would be over.
I would like a Chick-fil-A around here. Like I wanted maybe
that would be
7 blocks somewhere.
I mean, our heads would explode if that suddenly happened somehow.
But I
People
want that
right
like
here.
once. That'd be a once a weeker for me.
That would be a once.
I would have
A
to limit
meal.
myself because Nick judges me.
I judge all of you guys. It's not because you guys go to Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A actually is not that bad as far as like, caloric values are concerned. They have like the grill. If you get the grilled chicken sandwich, it's probably
Yeah, that's
fine.
what I'm getting at Chick-fil-A. Get the fuck out of here, Nick.
But it's the fact that when we were at MomoCon in Atlanta and there was a Chick-fil-A across from our hotel, you fuckers went every meal.
We had
Not
to do
once a day. Every meal.
There was
Colin
one-
called someone. It was like, ladies, like, I'm not even hungry. Someone fucking brought him Chick-fil-A anyway. He called Postmates and they brought him up Chick-fil-A. And I was like, Colin, this is bad. He just kept it on standby. I'm like, you gonna eat this Chick-fil-A? He's like, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I would buy more sandwiches than I needed just so I could have them in the
The
hotel
best
room.
is when we had it for dinner one day, and when I was going to bed, I was super excited to wake up and go get their breakfast biscuit and chicken sandwiches because we don't have it anywhere. It's like when I go home to Chicago for 3 days and I eat at Portillo's 5 times. Like that's just because it's there and I can't have it any other
Hey,
time.
that's my Del Taco. I mean, when I go to Southern California, I'm like, I went down for my brother's birthday. We went to Del Taco the first night. And I was like, what are the chances we're going to go back again tonight? And he's like, what, you out of your fucking mind? We're not going again tonight. And we didn't. And it broke my heart.
You changed,
Your
Matt
brot's
Scarpino.
changed,
I
man.
did. He
Your
was like,
fucking
no.
mind.
Oh, my God. But yeah, no, I get it. Trust me. I mean, I just never glommed on to Chick-fil-A like you guys do. I don't know why. I just don't
you
think
hate
the
it.
taste.
Dude,
I think it's
it's-
because the fries just don't do it for
You know
me.
what?
Just,
I like
just
'em.
stop talking.
It's those weird, soggy, cold. They're always
I like
cold when
it.
they get
Depends
to
on
you.
where you get them.
And
Depends
they're
on where you
like
get them.
limp. They're like
They're the conduit for the
it.
mayonnaise. Come
Yeah,
on.
come on, Nick.
The
There's so many
They don't
sauces
taste
at
like
Chick-fil-A.
anything.
the
Tell you the crisp cut fry from Carl Jr.
Too crispy.
That's a fry.
Too much
That
crisp.
just tastes like heat and salt and grease and crisp. You can't even taste the French fry because it burns your fucking mouth before it actually gets even like a millimeter.
No, what are the little grilled zucchinis, whatever the fuck they're called?
I think there's
some
fried
name for
zucchini.
them. They have
The
some
little
fancy
zucchini
bullshit
chips or
names.
whatever they are.
Those are
Carl's
things that-
Jr.?
Yeah, those burn the shit out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Zucchinis?
Yeah,
Carl's
they're weird.
Jr.?
Yeah, I'd be like,
What
I'd
year
be
is
like,
it?
I'm not here for this. The conundrum of my mind is, again, Chick-fil-A and Five Guys. This is the competition for the throne in my mind. I don't know which one I would want more in the neighborhood.
Chick-fil-A.
It's hard. You say that, but there are there's no Sundays are done.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is a
your
huge
one.
problem.
That's the one day for your body to recover, Colin.
That's true. That's my cheat day.
Yeah.
My cheat day is when I eat healthy.
Yeah. I saw you eat a salad the other day. You were like making this artisan salad, and it looks so good. And you were like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna make a salad today." You made a salad today. I was so proud of you. And then
I need to
Never
just
again.
eat green things because I don't. Well, like the doctor told me, you're fine. Gave me the whole rundown, except you have high cholesterol, and you basically have no vitamin D in your body at all.
yeah,
I'm like, well, it's not a huge surprise. I don't ever leave the house because we work in this fucking place, and they said, San Francisco not uncommon. It's overcast all the time here and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's a good excuse. That's what the excuse.
Yeah,
is.
that's what it is.
Drink
That's
some
what it
Sunday
is.
But like Five Guys is so dominant as well. It's hard for me to like decide. Like Five Guys is so fucking good.
I've never been.
So good.
I don't
And
fuck with the Five
I've
Guys.
still never been.
Tamfron has the Five Guys.
They didn't. If they did, we would have
if
been
they
all
had,
over
I
it.
would have tried it a long
Going
time
to Tamfron now, it's like the saddest thing in the world. It's just, I don't know why anyone would want to be there.
Tim, that mall has always been
Yeah, malls
No,
are always
sad.
sad.
Yeah, but
The
I mean,
Serramonte mall
Ceremony,
is sad.
I don't
That
know
mall
about
is
sad.
sad.
When Mervin's closed down, it got a little sad on that
when
one.
Mervin's.
When
When
they
the
closed down
JCPenney
the
closed
fifth
down.
EB, that was a sad moment.
Yeah,
Excuse me,
I love-
GameSpot.
yeah,
I
I
still have the
I don't
elephant
fucking
bar
know.
though, so everything's all is not lost.
I had Elephant Bar 2 nights ago. and
Still
I was
terrible?
upset. Elephant Bar and BJ's are equal in my book.
Fuck you.
They really are.
BJ's
BJ's
is a cut above.
of Elephant Bar?
Yeah.
No, they were literally. It's the Ceremony in Tampa.
You go there, you get the buffalo
Twins.
chicken pizza, all the things I said before. You get a Jeremiah Red, and you fucking enjoy your life. All right.
I've never liked anything I got at Elephant Bar ever. Whereas BJ's does have the Bazooki.
There we go.
So
How
I'll
did that?
give it to them.
Thank you.
Saramonte, I mean, the wild card of Saramonte is the Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, but
game changer.
Buffalo Wild Wings is really not very good. It's a pretty bad
But any
Buffalo
port
Wild
in the
Wings.
storm, it's the only Buffalo Wild
It's
Wings
true.
in the Bay Area.
It's true, but I remember going in there. I tweeted out pictures of it, and they reached out to me, but I never even like talked to them. I was like, whatever, it's too much work. Where I was like, I'm like, this bathroom is. It looks like a bathroom out of Fallout 4. I was like, you fucking, and it was like 11 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Your boy Colin has to take a shit. And he can't take a shit.
You know
He
that it
just
won't
put
come
down-
out if it's dirty.
He just put down 10 mozzarella sticks and 20 garlic wings and like 3 glasses of Coke. Can the man take a shit?
Yeah.
The answer was no.
Yeah. No.
And I had to fucking skedaddle out of there real quick.
Go right over the
You
Taco
just,
Bell
you just
next
threw
door.
cash on the table and left.
Because when I gotta go, I gotta go.
I understand that.
Because sometimes we like to know that I like to wait until the very last minute. But sometimes there's,
you
sometimes
don't. You can't play around with that in the public. No. That's the game is for here.
the game, and it is a game. It's a fun game.
And that Buffalo Wild Wings, since it is where it is, all it is just a bunch of high school kids working. And it's like half of their job is making sure that you're waited, and the other half of their job is flirting with whoever else is working at the time.
I respect that
And,
half the job.
I respect that hustle too. And I like half the fun of Buffalo Wild Wings is trying to see
Who's hooking up with who?
Yeah, who's with who, and then as you go week after week, you see things develop and like relationships change, and like
Right,
it's
your
kind of like
fanfic.
an open world game. But you know.
It is interesting. What I always observe at Buffalo Wild Wings, especially that one, is that I'm like, there are way too many people working here. How can you possibly need this many people?
A lot of wings
Like,
coming
how can
up.
you possibly need this many? There's like 17 people just behind the counter when you walk
Yeah.
in.
There's like 8 people at the merch store.
Yeah.
And you're like, why is there a merch store at a Buffalo Wild Wings?
I went. My dentist is right over there, and I went in there to buy the garlic sauce because we love the garlic sauce, and they only had 1 bottle left. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was
bullshit.
ready to drop like $50 and buy like a case of this shit, and like we only have 1 bottle. Do you want it? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And I took it.
Like,
and
I can't come away empty-handed.
All right.
You guys are
That's how you
sick.
solve the food conundrum.
Yeah, we solved a lot of problems there in that one. No doubt about it.
My topic comes from patreon.com/kindafunny as well, where you can go and support us and get your topic pick for the show. I'm going to need assistance. I'll need this cleared off over this way. Need that over there.
There was 0 respect given to that water bottle, I want you to know. Oh God, Greg's got a knife.
Open that for me, please. This topic comes from none other than Mike Drucker. You might know Mike Drucker. He used to work on Up at Noon, worked at IGN. Now he works, of course, for The Tonight Show. He backed us on patreon.com/kindafunny. It says, I said, what's your topic? He says, yes, I know. There's a board game from the 1980s called Heartthrob. In it, you have to pick out boys you like, and the other players have to guess which boy you picked and why.
Yes.
It's available for cheap online. Then in all caps he says, "You four must play this game."
Mike Drucker, by the way, you'll
Oh
remember.
my God! Look at this box.
You'll remember Mike Drucker's the one that made me do the hair video.
Yeah,
That's,
I kinda feel like
he
my
really
sister's had
enjoys putting us through the fucking ringer.
he likes to make sure it's different.
Nicknamed Lips. Okay,
Teenage
we got three
millionaire
characters.
captain of the football team.
Oh my God!
Break it out, Colin.
Is this? It's. I think
The dream date game.
Heartthrob, the dream date game.
I need to
Oh
play it
man,
again.
I'm so
Why
into
does
this.
let's take a second here. Why does Mike Drucker know about Heartthrob?
Who doesn't?
You might have
Yeah.
sisters. I feel like my sisters had this game.
Hey Nick, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you read me the age range on this real quick?
I don't have to read you
It's
the age
on the
range.
front.
I'm pretty sure it's ages 0 to 10.
No, I'd
No,
like
no,
you-
the
I'd
age
like
is
you to
actually
read
better
the
than
age.
that.
For all girls who
You like boys. Kevin, you're
Couldn't get away with that one anymore.
Like, what the fuck?
For all girls who like boys.
That's not even an age. Hold on, we're having some problems here, Greg.
What is happening here?
There's some heartthrobs
Okay,
coming
you can't
out.
just Colin, it's a lock blade. You just push this thing in.
God.
Oh, okay.
Get the board here. Heartthrob, a Milton Bradley game.
Here, what's going on with this?
Oh Lord. Are
You
we
start
supposed to color
organizing. I'll
code these?
start reading the comments, not the comments. What do you call this here? It rules.
You got this.
Object. Score the most points by guessing which boyfriends your opponent likes best. Setup. Each player takes a score sheet and a pencil.
Oh God.
Kevin, we need a score sheet.
No, those are the boys. Score sheet and the pencil. 2. Write your name in the top shaded box on your score sheet. Write the other players' names in the other top boxes. 3. One player shuffles the boyfriend cards and draws the top 3 cards to play. 4. Slide the boyfriend cards into the card stands and place them behind the game board as shown in figure 2. Makes sense so far? Separate the 4 personality card decks into different color piles and shuffle each pile. Place the decks in front of the board game as shown in figure 2.
Take this. Thanks.
Gameplay. The game is played in 3 rounds. In the first round, all 3 boys are asking you and your friends to dance.
Good.
All players look at the boys' pictures and do the following 2 steps. Step 1, choose your favorite boy and secretly write his name in the shaded piece of your score sheet. Do we not have score sheets? Is this some
I have
bullshit?
I have a piece of paper here. That.
All right.
What are these?
Kev, we're going to need, those are the boyfriends. We got to get those boyfriends out here. I'm going to need 3 more pens. That was I don't even know what that was, Kevin.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, there,
Kevin.
yeah. All right, but I'll still need 3 pens, Kevin.
That was the saddest thing I've ever seen you do.
Oh my God,
I want you to
this
know
is
that,
fucking
Kevin.
awesome. I can't wait.
All right.
We should not be as giddy as we are about this.
About Heartthrob?
Yeah.
All right. Here, I'm going to shuffle the boyfriend cards, Nick.
Those are huge cards. Oh my God, look at that first one.
Matt?
Yeah.
Matt's in a Grateful Dead shirt,
Oh, Matt's
and he's ready to
beautiful.
party.
That logo's insane.
Oh, look at Drew.
That
He
should've-
plays for
Will
St.
you stop
Ball.
spoiling it? Stop
We're
spoiling
only
it.
going to get to play with 3 of these young studs, all right? So it's like,
It's a good Saturday night right there.
Score the most points by guessing which boyfriends your opponents like best. Each player takes a score sheet.
What's Kevin? Kevin, what are you doing?
Okay, so we have to write our names on the top of the score sheet.
yeah, your
So
name goes in the gray part.
I'm CM. And then Tim,
All right.
Greg, Nick. Okay.
He was digging out pens here. So,
Your
Greg
name.
here,
Nick.
Nick, Colin, Tim. All right. I'm going to knock this on the ground. Don't want it anymore. I don't want this anymore either. All right. Are you ready for me to... Nick, you get the
Oh,
honor.
wait, so here are the things we need, right?
Yeah. Nick, you get the honor of picking our 3 boyfriends. Or 3 heartthrobs.
You're damn right I do.
Yeah, easy does it.
All right, here we go.
They might not be boyfriends.
Going 1.
What do you got there?
Oh, Russ. And Russ has a saxophone.
Oh, that won't be the only thing he's blowing tonight.
That is an
shit.
alto sax, if I'm not mistaken, from my band days. And Russ is looking big with it. Do I do another one?
Yeah, we
Should I
need.
put
Yeah.
this in here first?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Russ might be my boy.
Who you got there? Greg.
Oh, he's looking.
Greg's
got a cummerbund.
Greg's in his tuxedo. Greg is ready to take your virginity.
It's about to give you herpes. All right.
And then the final heartthrob we'll be playing with today.
Joel.
Joel.
I feel like no one's named their kid Joel since the 80s. I just want you guys to know that.
Here we go.
All right. So we've put down the 3 boyfriends. Great.
These guys all look like fucking date rapists.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they do. Look at them. Like when you watch Law & Order SVU, that's the fucking guy that did it. That's the kid with a rich dad who's trying to get him out of it, but the kid's like a serial killer.
Okay. So are we supposed to turn them towards us?
Well, yeah, we want to keep it open for them a
Right.
little bit too. Have you shuffled these cards?
I mean,
As shuffled as they're
Sure.
going to be? You're not cheating is what you're
I
saying.
don't think they need to be shuffled.
Okay.
They're color-coded cards.
Fair point.
Okay. So here we go. This is round 1. It's entitled, Would You Like to Dance? In the first round, all 3 of the boys are asking you and your friends to the dance. All players look at the boys' pictures and do the following step. I don't do them yet. This is just the trial run. Step 1, choose your favorite boy and secretly write his name in the shaded space on your score sheet. Step 2, then guess which boy each of the other players will choose for herself. Secretly write your guesses in the spaces under the players' names on the score sheet. Note, you can guess the same boy for more than one player.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, so would you like to dance is the question.
Now we got to hide all this from each other.
Okay, but I want to turn them around.
Sure, yeah, we want to get a good
I
look
wanna
at
get a
these
good look
bastards. These fucking
man, this is-
sexy ass bastards.
I'm just trying to. I'm gonna look through this.
Would you like to? You can't look at the other boys.
Why
They
not?
don't matter.
They're not
It's
options.
not gonna matter. But I'm just curious to see if there's
Russ, Greg, and Joel are who
any
are on deck
other
right now.
ethnicities of men in here.
Oh, they're just Caucasian males.
Really white.
Oh, look at that hockey player. Colin would have liked him.
Look, even the basketball player, white.
Well, he
super
went.
white.
He's
There
going.
you go. There you go.
That was more racist than there being no black people in this game.
I apologize about that. I apologize, but you think they'd have one? This guy's kind of ethnic.
He looks like Mario
because he's
Lopez.
got a fucking perm.
He's got the Mario
still
Lopez
white.
going.
All right,
That's
all
my
right.
shit.
Everybody, go look at your answers. Write your answers in, but don't look at any people's answers. You're all in the honor system. Nick, we're writing down our answers.
Greg,
now.
they're literally. This is amazing to me. All right, I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody. Okay, done.
This is awesome.
I'm turning it over.
I
I'm
love
turning over my
Drucker.
answers. Scoring points. After all the players have finished filling in their score sheets, each player in turn reveals her choices aloud. As choices are revealed, circle your correct guesses. Score 1 point for each circle, and write your score for that round in the score sheet in the position shown in Figure 3, which is you crib it in right underneath the question for some reason. All right. So you ready? We all reveal our things. Nick, have you wrote them down? Good.
I wrote them down.
Nick, give me who you picked.
I picked Joel.
Damn it.
Yep.
Okay.
For Greg, I picked Greg.
I picked Greg as well, so you can circle Greg now, and that's a point for you.
I knew you'd pick Greg.
For Colin,
Of course I would. He's dressed to go to a dance. Let's not lie here. He's in the whole tux here. He's all set to go.
Wait. Are we doing this right though? You're just revealing who you picked, and then
if it's the one that you picked, then I get a point.
all right.
So Colin, I picked.
Oh,
Joel.
then we're not. Whatever.
Is that not right?
You picked yours. You picked Joel.
Right.
So if anybody put Nick and Joel, you
Yeah,
circle
exactly.
that.
That's
You
what I'm
get a
saying.
point.
So
I
then
fucked that up, but then we started going
Okay.
in a different way.
All right, so-
I picked Greg. So if you picked
Okay.
me to have Greg, then you put Greg. You circle that for a point.
Okay.
Colin, you picked.
I picked Joel.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, boy, because of Billy. I knew that was gonna happen.
I thought you had a thing for Greg's.
I know. I knew you'd pick Greg because I knew you had a thing for Greg's.
Tim, who'd you pick?
Joel.
All right,
Damn it.
good. There's a
Oh,
point for
damn
me.
it.
Good.
I picked Russ for you because I know you like saxophones.
Yeah.
It's true.
This is Greg, right? Yeah. What does that mean? Move him where?
He's yeah. There you go.
Gotcha. Greg's been picked. So, all right.
Well, who did you pick?
I picked Joel.
Oh, okay, good.
See now, yeah, I picked Russ for Nick because of the sax. I thought they'd have something
Me
to talk
too.
about while
Me
they
too.
danced and stuff. Colin, I picked Greg because he's got a crush on Greg's, and then Tim, I picked Joel because I thought they kind of looked alike. And there you go.
I mean, I can tell you, I picked Joel because it looks like he has the biggest dick.
No, I picked Joel because like those guys, they're both gonna come up to me and ask. Well, the saxophone guy, he's not gonna ask me to dance. He's just gonna be there. Greg's gonna definitely ask me to dance, but I hoped Joel would come and interrupt him. Like, oh well, I gotta go with him.
Joel's gonna come.
Joel's gonna come hard. I picked Joel for everybody. I picked Joel for all of you.
Joel's gonna come.
But then I was like, Greg's more of a Russ guy, so I went with Russ.
I understand.
So do we pick 3 new guys now?
No, well, now round 2 comes around.
Okay.
Now round 2 is called Will You Go on a Date With Me? In this round, the 3 boys are asking you and your friends to go on a date. But before you choose who you will go out with, you must learn more about the boys from personality cards.
Oh.
Playing the personality cards.
Now there's an extra layer here.
Yeah. One player draws 3 cards from the yellow deck and places 1 card face up in the order right to left on the matching color game board pieces. So now, Colin, you go ahead and pick 3 yellow cards.
Okay. Just the top ones.
Yeah, and then just go 1,
Right
2,
to
3
left.
back down.
Right to left, they said, right?
Yeah.
And I put it up right side up.
Yeah. So this is this I can't see him anymore. Who's this? This is Joel.
That's Joel.
Okay.
All right, so
Okay.
Oh my God!
So
wait,
Joel,
wait.
Joel is the best.
Joel is the DJ of the local radio station.
I knew you had it.
Greg
Joel.
is nicknamed the Hulk.
Jesus.
And Russ is the school bully.
Russ with his saxophone is the school bully. Greg in his tuxedo is the Hulk, and then Joel who's just plain Jane over here with his nice hair
Oh,
is
this
DJ.
is
Oh,
fucking
Joel's-
great.
All right, now do the same with the green deck. Tim, you can do that. Grab me 3 from the top there and put them down there.
All right, so we got Joel, who wants to be a hairstylist. Greg, who wants to dog sled across the Arctic.
The Hulk wants to dog sled across the
This is
Arctic.
Greg. This guy is
And
Greg
Russ
with T.
This is
would like to be a
fucking
painter
awesome.
in Europe.
This is
Oh,
He's the school bully that wants to be a painter.
All right.
this is fucking awesome. I'm feeling this game.
I know
I
you
wanna
are.
play this.
What's scaring me is how much you're enjoying this. Oh,
Give
I
us,
get.
give
all
us.
right.
Oh, I don't know.
No, we're not there yet. We're not doing
Orange.
that. No,
Okay.
Stop. So that was it. Now we repeat step 1 and 2.
Okay.
The personality cards make you choose different boyfriends this round. So
Has to be
exact same
different?
idea. No, you can stick with it, but now you have information about them. We're no longer just being asked to dance. Now we're being asked to go steady with people.
All right.
All right. Don't look at my answers.
Oh shit.
What, did we fuck it up?
No, I'm having tough choices here now. It's real hard for me to do this.
Russ is giving me those fuck me eyes.
Russ, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Russ got a little something going on. I didn't know he was the bad boy, but now that I do, it kind of gets me a little. You know.
Here, I'll get it.
All right, Nick. Again, who did you pick?
Loyalty means a lot to me, Greg.
Yeah.
So I got to stick with my boy Joel.
Damn it.
Yep. Got to stick with him.
Damn.
He's a DJ, for Christ's sake.
That's true.
A
And
DJ.
a hairstylist.
And a hairstylist.
He wants to be at least.
He's probably going to be really
I'll
good.
have you know that I've switched my pick to Joel.
Good.
Damn it.
I feel like I have the most in
fuck.
common with Joel so far. He's a DJ on the radio station, so he's talkative. He knows his way behind a microphone, and he wants to be a hairstylist. I appreciate the ambition. I don't want to know anything about fucking going to the Arctic with dogs. I'm a DC fan, so the Hulk doesn't do much for me. And then a school bully, please.
Yeah.
Greg, we can't all date Joel.
I mean,
Well, we'll see who he's gonna pick in the end.
This is fucked up.
he
Colin.
gets to pick.
I picked Greg because I want to know the psychosis of a man who wants to dog sled across the Arctic when he's in high school.
Such a Colin answer.
Tim.
I want my boy Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. I knew it.
So how many points do you have, Tim?
4.
Damn. Colin?
2.
I have 2.
I have 3.
All right. That's where it all comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3, subtitled, Do You Want to Go Steady? In this round, the 3 boys are asking you and your friend to go steady. Before you choose, one player draws 3 cards from the peach deck and places them on the game board as described above.
Let's relax. It's orange.
Do the same for the purple deck. Read these cards aloud. All right, so you've drawn 3, and now you get to put them down going dink, dink, dink. So we're
Okay.
starting with Joel, the DJ who wants to be a hairstylist.
So Joel turns out is a little bit promiscuous.
oh, no.
Claims to have kissed half the girls in school. Twice.
Whoa!
Oh!
Oh!
He's a hooker.
It actually says twice. I thought you added that.
We
not
have
that
a lot
clever
of Heartthrob is a sacred game. We wouldn't go in just screwing around like this.
Now, Greg, would you be surprised to know that Greg wears a lot of gold jewelry.
I would be surprised. I didn't see any.
Does that change your opinion of him?
I'm not with him anymore. Remember, I switched over to Joel. I'm on the. I was on the.
I'm with him. I'm with him now.
All right.
And that does surprise me.
And good old Russ, the bully
Who wants to be
who
a
wants
painter?
to be a painter in Europe, signed up for cooking classes to meet girls. That's a Tim Gettys thing right there.
He's a schemer. He's a schemer.
Classic.
It's not a bad idea.
All right, and then Colin, go ahead and pick 3 from the purple deck to round this out.
It's a lavender deck.
I'm just going off what the official rules of Heartthrob say.
Joel claims to have contact with extraterrestrials.
Joel's losing it for me, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Greg is afraid of the dark. Sounds right.
This guy
Russ
is you.
can recite the Pledge of Allegiance while belching.
God, Russ is the worst.
Oh, man.
All right.
Let's go. Oh, sorry.
I'm not worried. All right.
Okay.
Nick,
Yes,
who did you pick?
I picked Russ.
Damn it.
Yep.
Why? Why did you go with Russ?
You know why? Because it's the cooking class thing. This guy knows what's up.
He's a bully.
He gets me going though. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm
God.
attracted to abusive guys. Maybe I got to look inside myself
whoa.
later in life and get some therapy.
You're
for
better
that.
than that.
I mean, he says he loves me.
The fact that he signed
he
up
says
for
it's the
cooking
last
class to
time
meet
every single
girls.
time.
The fact that he signed up for cooking class to meet girls is a very Nick thing too.
It's very much me.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
pretty
that.
genius,
I
right?
can
Because he's
see
all
that.
charming and shit, and then they're like, oh, he's kind of chubby, but a little too short. But
I picked Joel. I'm sticking
God
with
damn
him.
it.
I'm sticking with
Damn
him.
it.
I like the DJ part, the microphones, the hairstylist. Claims to have kissed half the girls in school. Okay, he
Makes him a
knows
good
his
kisser.
way around. Exactly. I don't want a shitty kisser. That's not why I'm going to spend my prom night. And then claims to have contact with extraterrestrials. Awesome. Sure, I'm in.
I picked Joel.
Yeah.
Just because I want to know more about the extraterrestrials.
I knew you would. That's why I said you'd pick him.
I'm not even interested in him. I just want to.
Yeah, you just want to know what that story is.
Yeah.
I also, once again, chose my
Nice.
boy Joel.
damn it.
Nailed it.
Because, I mean, come on. None of that is a red flag except the aliens.
He just claims it's no big deal.
No,
He looks like a perfectly normal dude, except for actually, he just looks like Nick without a beard
That's hot.
because he's wearing a button-down collar shirt.
That's a good looking
just like
boy
you.
right there. He probably has just a little sprig of hair.
So
on
then,
his
final
chest.
scores. What are you?
3.
I'm 4.
3.
6.
Damn it! You really know how we would pick our boys.
Joel all the way.
Damn.
I had one Russ. Why did I do that? Should have went Joel.
Winning the game, add your scores for all 3 rounds. Players who has the highest score wins the game. To start another game, discard all the cards, boyfriend cards too, and draw new cards from the deck to play.
This
again.
is amazing. So I get Joel. He's mine.
Yeah. I guess you walk away with Joel. That's the one you picked.
This is amazing.
1988 Milton Bradley copyright on this.
It's older than I am.
No surprise.
All right, so here's what I want to do. Let's do one more round, but forget all the actual game part. Let's just pick 3 boys and pick what they are, because that's the fun part of this.
Oh, so just draw
Yeah.
random boys and draw random
I
stuff.
just want to know what their stories are.
All right.
Discard. Just discard all these over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I looked
Chances
through
are,
this
if you
deck.
like Heartthrob, you can win a copy soon on Colin and Greg Live.
All right, Greg.
Oh, I get to pick them.
I think you're picking this time.
I've picked Vince, who is into karate.
Oh, Vince is my
Karate.
boy.
Damn
Well, that's what
it.
you're assuming that Vince is in the cross.
He might be
We don't
jujitsu.
know
You
that.
don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
1988, nobody's doing jiu-jitsu.
The Brazilians were.
Now I've got Derek, a young up-and-coming boy on the student
Cokehead.
council.
A young up-and-coming
Oh, God.
cokehead.
And then our final
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah,
Side.
definitely. There's
our
definitely.
final boy is none other than Brian, a Miami lifeguard, apparently.
He's just hanging out
Holy
at the
shit.
beach, man.
These kids kind of suck.
Are you kidding me? Look at Vince.
I'm kind of a Brian fan myself.
I gotta go Vince. Vince has got a cute little smile.
We don't know anything about him yet.
Yeah.
We got to draw cards now, right?
All right.
All right.
Because we're just playing the game now to see who's who, right?
All right, so you want me
Yeah.
to draw? I'll draw the 3 yellow ones for
Give
you.
us the 3 yellow ones.
All right. Voted class clown, This is
All right, Brian. That makes
Brian.
sense. He looks like it.
Derek was nicknamed Grizzly Bear,
Because of his hairy
1988.
ass.
and Vince is
'Cause he had a big
nicknamed
hairy
Tiger.
ass.
Tiger.
Okay.
Dude, Vince is my boy so far.
My boy Brian wants to live off the land in the wilderness.
Yeah, that looks like him,
My
actually.
dad?
Derek wants to work for world peace. That's some bullshit. Look at that.
Oh,
motherfucker.
Derek wants to work toward fucking roofing you. I'm telling you that right now. That motherfucker looks like he studied the ways of Cosby.
Whoa.
Too much?
Vince plans to develop a cure for acne.
Oh, good.
Vince is a great guy.
That's really good. That is very appealing
Good
to
plan.
all the
Good
girls.
plan.
Especially in
like it.
1988, using your oxy pads.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
those are the worst. Remember those things?
Yeah, they dry you the fuck out.
Dried out, burned to shit. Brian, his younger sister, is teaching him to dance. That's a nice thing to do
Yeah,
with
that
your
makes
sister.
sense.
Colin did that with his sister.
Yeah, I did.
Derek likes anchovies on his pizza.
Ew. Fuck that shit. He's
Is
out.
there nothing? Is there nothing more 80s, Colin, than anchovies?
No, there. I mean, it's up there. It's
You know
on the
what?
top
Giant phones, big hair.
Anchovies.
And backing up my boy Vince one more time because I called this. Writes poetry and love letters. Vince is, you know what I mean?
yeah, Vince,
Vince is
man.
deep.
Sensitive.
Vince is
Vince
deep.
is good.
He does karate, but it's because he wants to be able to control. He wants to be able to defend, not offend.
Got it.
All right, Brian. Oh no,
Oh man.
Brian sweats too much.
God damn it.
He's
Kevin.
stinky. Brian's stinky.
It's Kevin.
He's the stinky Kevin.
Derek, the unconfirmed date rapist, picks his nose in public.
Yeah, he's
He likes
Damn, this
anchovies
is
on his
falling
pizza
apart here.
Yeah.
and picks
shit.
his nose in public. And then our final boy here, Vince.
Vin Diesel.
Oh no.
No, no, Vince,
No, this is a good oh no. Vince never wears underwear.
Oh
Those
man.
love letters and poetry about never wearing
Nicknamed
underwear.
Tiger plans to develop a cure for acne. Writes
Damn.
poetry and love letters. Never wears underwear.
We
Vince
have
is
a
gonna.
winner.
Vince is gonna.
We got a real
Vince
winner.
is universally the best boy on the board.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
these other. I mean, I want to get a better look here. All right, so Derek sucks.
Derek used to torture
nicknamed
squirrels.
Grizzly Bear, wants to work for world peace, likes anchovies on his pizza, and picks his nose in public. Fuck you, Derek. And this guy, Brian,
He was an early
voted
winner
class
for me.
clown, wants to live off the land in the wilderness. His younger teacher is teaching him how to dance, and he sweats too much.
That's why he went. That's why he
This
wanted
game
to be
is
in a
fucking
lifeguard.
great.
He
Yeah.
wanted to be in a lifeguard.
That is amazing.
This is up there with fucking.
Do we want to do one more round or are we calling it?
No, I think we should call. I don't think you can get any better than Vince.
It's a good point. Vince is like the ultimate heartthrob right here. Never wears underwear.
He looks a lot like Ralph.
I like how he
Macchio.
wants to develop a
Meow.
cure. He wants to be a doctor, but he wants to cure acne,
Acne.
not
You know,
HIV
No,
or cancer.
because nobody cares about AIDS or cancer. Acne is the real scourge.
Back in 1988.
Back in '88,
It was.
worse.
Mike Drucker, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for bringing this into our lives, of course, through patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can go, everybody,
is a good
support
one.
us, get a topic on the show. And also, thank you to Loot Crate. They sponsored this episode,
Oh,
this
that's nice.
breakout. I'm going to sneeze.
Cover your mouth.
What are you doing? Are you dying?
I was doing it for effect. This episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or pop culture nerd? Then this is the subscription box for you. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure you head to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the code kindafunny to save $3 on any new subscription. This year thus far, there have been crates featuring some exclusive items from Star Wars and Voltron, as well as some epic geek apparel from your favorite shows. A crate about strategy games, a crate about covert operations, and there is only more awesomeness to come. Basically, Loot Crate is like a friend who knows what you love and surprises you with an awesome present every month. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when the cutoff happens, Jack, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on your new subscription today.
I don't think I said Jack.
I add the Jack, and I get many tweets from Jacks who are appreciative to hear their name
Yeah.
in the episode.
Jack's
Like
not
Jack
an
Martin.
Jack is not an underappreciated name.
Jack Martin says, I always appreciate being addressed by you guys in the Loot Crate ads. Have a
welcome.
good day, fellas.
You're welcome, Jack.
It's over,
Martin.
Jack.
It's over,
It's
Jack.
not happening ever again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Remember, each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get episodes early along with exclusive content. If you have no bucks to toss, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where the whole show gets broken up topic by topic, day by day, until we post the giant fucking thing Fridays as an MP3 and video for your amusement. Gentlemen, it's been a ride. And I'm glad we have Heartthrob now to play the rest of our lives. I'm telling it.
I want to keep playing it.
I know,
Next
I just
year-
want to read all the cards.
Next year, guys, Heartthrob Black Friday tournament. We'll have
Oh
a
my
championship
God.
belt and everything. Live stream. Until
in.
next time. What?
I'm in.
It's been our pleasure to serve you.